Hi, this is Lulu, compulsive overeater, and we're working on the fifth step today. We've talked about tallying up all the fears that we experience the most, the self-seeking behaviors that we use the most, by tallying them up and finding kind of like our top three on each one that will bring to our step six list. And we'll by identifying those personal ones to us that we use and feel, we'll better be able to custom make a beautiful seventh step prayer. So, but that's for 6 and 7. We did the selfish, bringing that selfishness to light. We did that in a powerful way. And so now on the next part on the resentment writing would be to go through each situation and each story and unravel them, to even see, to share them with your sponsor, because that's what step 5 is, and to also be open to even deeper unraveling with the experience of a sponsor. But before I do that, because it's so important to just be able to find the truth in a significant way, and sometimes it's not really easy. I always find if we first do our fear writing, our fear, not the fear list on each resentment, but the actual fear inventory, the one with those questions, like the list of fears. Why do I have it? Since when? For relief, this is what I do. Causes me to, I decide to, self-reliance got me, that list. If you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, you can go back up to the 4th step recordings, and you can see the one that says fear inventory and fear inventory questions. So what I have people do is share with me one fear at a time. Now, people do step 5 differently. If you're with somebody and you're doing it live, whether you're sitting with somebody or whether you're on a Zoom with somebody, it works that way, where the person reads the fear. And what I want them to do before they bring them to me is add a last category on the bottom under self-reliance got me. I like them to add, if I were God reliant, what would it look like if I was God reliant? And sometimes people are like, no, I'm not sure I know what you mean by that, So I'll say, well, just send me your first one, and I'll write how different this could look if you were God reliant instead of self-reliant. And then I just write this big, beautiful story about God reliant without that. I don't even know if it's true because it's their story. I'm just giving them an idea of what it could be. And then they're like, yeah, I get it, but they need to tweak that because it's not 100% them, which is fine. And then they get that ball rolling. And I find that when we can unravel some of the fears by the 5th step, sharing each fear with your sponsor. I do it electronically, and when I get on my 1-hour session with my sponsees, we talk about any of them that might have been kind of sticky. We talk about what's coming up ahead. We talk about that. But then in the middle, during our session, in between our sessions, I like them to, what I tell them to do is, I don't want you to send me a Google Doc and I have to go scrolling through trying to find which ones you did and which ones you didn't do. I said, I need you to cut and paste them out of the Google Doc, throw them in an email, give me a subject line that says fear of spiders. Then the next one, fear of flying. The next one, fear of not having control. Okay. So then so I just have one by one. Like, I got up this morning, there was like 20 between step 10s, somebody going through their fear writing like a mad woman, right? So there was like this many. And then other people, like some amends that we're looking over. So I love every minute about it. I'm not complaining, but I need it orderly, that it works for me. So I don't want to have all these Google Docs and I'm searching, trying to find what people doing. So it's like you need to cut and paste out of yours, put it in an email all by itself. We can go back and forth on it and we know exactly what topic we're on. And then at the end of it, you can cut and replace all of that in your Google Doc if you want to save all that conversation. But basically, I might find other ways, whatever comes to me, like if they were God reliant, oh my God, like it would be so wonderful because, what about this? What about this too? And they're like, yeah, so it's like, so it's them finding God reliance and also getting a little help with God reliance as somebody that's been sponsoring people for a long time and you have experience sponsoring, you just get more experienced at it. It's just like anything. The longer you do it, you just can. And of course, it's so much easier to find other people's garbage than your own. Just so you know, when you're sponsoring, oh yeah, easy breezy. I can tell you exactly where you're tripping up. But then I need to go to somebody to help me see where I'm tripping up. It's just like, that's just the way that the disease of addiction, which is selfishness and resentment, all kind of wrapped up together with substances and behaviors and all that stuff. We're all the same. We're all the same. I've just had the honor and privilege to have had a lot of experience with this, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that people trust me. I'm so grateful that people are so open to get it. Like, you're on fire, I'm on fire. I can't light you on fire. I can't get you on fire. I can pep talk you, and then that's just short-lived. That's just, oh yeah, tell me more how great this is going to be, and tell me more how and then you do it, and then they're fine for that moment, but then they want to talk to you tomorrow, like you're becoming their God, and that's kind of not what the point of this is. Right now, I'm an extension cord between you and God, because right now you're just having trouble with your own connection, and then you need to plug in directly. That's what you need to do, because where it says those 3 pertinent ideas, where it says no human power could help me. I don't know. It's like pertinent idea B. It's like, that includes me. Hey, what happens if I eat tomorrow? The whole world in OA can't be screwed if I eat tomorrow. Like, everything is going to be fine for everybody but me. And but I had a sponsor once that ate, and it was devastating because I was relying on her, because I wasn't doing the God thing. This was back in my 40s. So she was my God, and that's big shoes to fill. Okay, so we don't do that. So anyway, so the more we unravel the fears at this point, and we just get this idea of like, wow, I have been afraid of this. That's been kind of useful. It's been something like, I don't need to not be afraid of crossing the street without looking both ways. I mean, that'd be just like crazy. Like, there's certain things that we're cautious about that make total sense. And then there's the fears, on Red Bull, the ones that are all jacked up, running our lives, So I read them all. I look at their God reliant, and sometimes I just email back and say, amen. Amen, sister. I don't have anything to add. It was amazing. Other times I'm like, this reminds me of a story I have to tell you. And then I'll tell my little story, and it's only to help even deepen the God reliance and that work out that fear. So then I like to do that first before we start. I like to, I just feel before you get to the part where you're going to be unraveling relationships, like unraveling all the lies that you've been telling yourself, and really effectively and efficiently be able to see the truth even a little bit better than you could have. I believe that seeing what you three main fears are: seeing what you're self-seeking, being really aware of that, wanting those 6 things to really, really change. Then here in the selfishness, you're like, ah, and now you go through the fears and you're like, wow, I was afraid of that. I was afraid of that. But look at, this is what it could look like if I relied on God. Wow, 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 wow. Then you get the next wow. Then you get the next wow. Now you bring that new space. You're in a different space. You're not cured of anything. You're just in a different space with a little bit more awareness, and you bring that self to unraveling the relationships that we write about in our 4th step, that most of us have written some pretty nasty things about people. It's just what it's for. It's like, it's that's what the purpose of it is. It's like, who's making you, who's pissing you off? You know, it's like, let's hear it, you know? And so nobody has a little pretty dainty 4th step. Nobody has one. This, like I said, in this order, for me, in my experience, in my step work, and for me, in my experience with sponsees, I believe that doing all this little picking this little stuff out first in this order is productive. And that's why I do that. Other ways, I'm sure, work just fine too. That's all I got for this.